welcome to another episode of The Commute.
I will be your driver.
And I will be your passenger. We got a few stories today. Small town brewery in Texas decided to come up with a way to advertise their beer. Craft brewery Austin Beer Works teamed up with Austin-based creative agency Helm's Workshop to rebrand its Extra Pale Ale. And they thought it seemed simple. Their hook was you can drink it any time. And they thought this was going to be like this big selling beer, and they were going to advertise and push it, and people were going to buy it, and they weren't selling it. It just wasn't selling. So they said, all right, we got to come up with some other way to get this to make the news, to get it out there to make people buy it. Mm-hmm. So they decided to get the beer, and they now sell it in 99 packs. It's a 99 pack of beer for $99. Not bad. And here they are making the news. And you can walk out of there with a 99. I don't know how you carry 99 beer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you got to already be drunk and throw it on your back.
Yeah, because what are those Budweiser and stuff? What are their big packs?
I think they have 30 packs.
30 packs
is their biggest.
So yeah, 3 times the size of that. And those are big fucking cute.
Yeah, and it's got to be a sturdy ass box.
Yeah.
It's got metal handles on it or something. But so they said the beer has 5% alcohol volume, and they thought again that would help sell, and it didn't. So Austin Beer Works was thrilled with the success of the 99 pack, as all 20 of them sold out quickly. So they only made 20 99 packs, but so they sold 2,000 beer like that, $2,000. So it worked. So initially we didn't even think retailers would be excited about it, but they are. We're kind of caught with our pants down.
So they can't produce enough
I guess, or maybe they weren't ready for it. They figured instead of making, well, again, I mean, that's a lot of space too. 20 99 packs.
Yeah.
I mean, how much can you keep on hand? I mean, they figured let's make 20 packs and see how it goes. I bet they'll make 100 this time. Mm-hmm. They do it again. But in 99, I would like to buy one just to say I bought a 99 pack of beer.
Yeah.
Have a Super Bowl party or something. Invite 10 friends to drink 99 beer.
It must be split up into smaller sections, because I mean, so you can take it out and cool a section of it. You know what I mean? Because that's your entire fridge.
So it doesn't go into the packaging at all. But yeah, the idea was to make some kind of packaging that would sell the beer.
Yeah, 33 packs, I guess.
333 packs. But then all you're buying is 333 packs.
Yeah.
I mean, I could buy 3 of the 30 packs of Budweiser and say, look, I bought a 90 pack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Unless they just dolly it out to your truck.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if we find a picture of that and put it up.
And that's the thing, they didn't have, there was one picture with the story. It was, I guess, the 3 people that created it. Mm-hmm. And they were just in front of, a wall of beer. So
to me, Texas is a tough market to sell beer. I mean, they've got a lot of decent beer that are made there. I mean, there's Lone Star and Shiner Bock off the top of my head, and those are they're pretty good for what they are. I mean, if you like that style. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I personally like something more bitter, but if you want a pale ale or whatever, whatever those are classified as.
Well, even then, when you come out with a new beer, it's tough to sell because people like what they like.
Sure. And
most people don't want to try new things. I like this is what I buy.
And what's your hook with that too? Especially with those two being produced right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Austin, I think, is an open market though, because they got a lot of. I suppose that's a big foodie place for a bunch of different things, craft beer, cool restaurants and stuff. So.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
Well, everything's bigger in Texas, even cases of beer.
Yeah, the Texas back.
The other thing I got is there was a tiger born in... Yeah, we'll get to it. But he was born missing his trademark stripes. And it's just a black tiger. It was really cool. It looks like a puma or something, a jaguar. It says he's missing his trademark stripes. There's no signs of distinctive camouflage, and he's unlikely to get the call. He's not going to be on a box of Frosties anytime soon. So,
there's a weird thing with them. Anyway, isn't like there was something about their skin being striped or something underneath?
Yeah, and they said what happened here is the animal has very dark pigmentation to their base coat and light gray stripes. So he has stripes, but they're light gray, and the stripes are so close together they become barely visible.
Right. So
giving the appearance of one dark fur tone and setting it apart from normal tigers. It was in Hangzhou in the Zhejiang province of East China. But the reason I brought it up, whatever, tigers wearing their stripes, I just had to bring it up because all I kept thinking about was when he was born, the dad tiger being like, you said you were just friends with the jaguar. I see how it is. I'm out of this, bitch. Honey, I swear he's yours. Whatever. And you hear stories of that, like two white people can have practically a black baby if they have there was somewhere down the line.
There was that thing with the what was it, the chick, and it was like the guy,
an actress, right?
This was like the guy was in the military, like overseas, and the chick said she went to like a 3D porn movie and she got pregnant.
That's right, yeah. There was some actress like back in the 50s or 60s, and I think she was even married to an actor. God damn it, real famous. I can't remember her name, but she had a black baby, and especially back then, it was like oh. And he made her give it up for adoption because he was like, that's not my baby. And then years later, they ended up doing genetic testing, and they found out it was both their kid. Yeah, I mean, she had a black relative like 3 generations earlier, and it can be passed down.
It's anywhere in the genetic code. I mean, it doesn't...
But, oops. Sorry about that, honey. Remember that time I made you put our kid up for adoption?
Sorry about that whole... Sorry about your whole life, kid.
But yeah, I just want to, again, we got to get on the cartoon thing, but that's a cartoon I want to make.
Yeah.
You fucking whore. It's just a tiger saying it, You striped bitch.
Sounds very Family Guy.
You're always saying you want the stripes to be dyed. You love it.
Because didn't they do something on Family Guy with like Tony the Tiger? I thought I remember seeing that.
Yeah, now that you say it, it sounds familiar.
And like I could see those words coming out of his mouth. Well, there you go, Seth, whatever your face is.
Yeah, Seth Green.
Or, no, not Seth Green. For Family Guy, it's
Oh, no, I was thinking for Robot Chicken.
Oh, yeah, Robot Chicken.
I can see that being a Robot Chicken thing. You whore.
Yeah, that'd be a good short for them.
Alright, let's see what happened on this day a long time ago. On August 28th, 1972, U.S. Air Force gets its first ace, traditionally awarded for 5 enemy aircraft shot down since the Korean War. Captain Richard S. Ritchie. Oh, his parents were mean.
Richie Rich.
Flying in an F-4, shot down his 5th MiG near Hanoi. Why would you name your kid that? That's why he's shooting down shit like crazy. He just had a life full of anger. Every time he was shooting down something, fuck you, Mom! Eat shit, Dad! I've been called double dick my whole life! August 28th, 1988, an air show at Ramstein Air Base in Germany turns tragic when 3 jets collide in midair and fall into the crowd, killing 69 of the 100,000 spectators, with hundreds more injured. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That'd be scary as fuck, man.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a thing the other day. There's this air show, and it was like a one-man plane, and one of the wings just fell completely off. And the guy's trying to fucking land this thing, and he's spinning around and going nuts. And at one point, he's diving down to the ground, and he gets it back in the air, and he can't control. And it looks like he's about to crash. He just, he turns it, and he just fucking lands it. Perfect. Everyone goes running to the plane, like, holy shit!
You're the best.
But it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
If only these guys could have done it. 88. Why don't I remember that?
I don't know.
You think that would have been a thing?
It like that whole thing sounds familiar. Like I think I've seen footage of that or something. That whole
look that up.
Incident sounds familiar to me, but I couldn't.
I mean, it does, but
picture it
anymore. You see so many crashes and reality stuff thrown in your face.
Exactly.
I guess then would have only been 12.
Yep.
August 28th, 1774. Elizabeth Ann Bailey is born in New York City. She went on to found the first Catholic school in the U.S. She was also the first American-born saint beatified by the Roman Catholic Church. Really?
Man.
Saint
That's where Saint Elizabeth comes from.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I don't know.
I didn't know she was American.
Yeah.
I really didn't know. Really, I never thought of it, but you just never think of saints being American.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Huh. And that was in 1774.
Yep. That's when she was born.
Was the, I take it the school was in New York?
I don't know. There's more to it, but...
Was she a nun?
I don't know. You would think so. No, she started like some, also like a pastoral community or something in New York. So, yeah.
Just seems like something a nun would do, like, you know, what else do nuns do? Pray all day.
Start schools and shit.
Yeah,
I mean that was my deal. I went to Catholic school my whole grade school and high school both.
I went through 5th grade.
Yeah.
I preferred it over public school.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I mean, don't know any difference, but
just felt like you got more. I don't want to say attention, but it was easier to learn for some reason. You know, and I don't know if it was smaller classrooms. They weren't much smaller.
No, I think they were about the same size.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just found it easier to learn in those schools.
Yeah, you've got the compare and contrast story. I only have the one thing.
I mean, it could be maybe after 5th grade school gets harder and I just fucking didn't happen, you know, I don't know.
Right.
Like, this is boring. Like when kids start school and you're like, hey, you get excited for school? And they're like, no, I hate school. And you got to be like, oh, what? School's fun. I love school. But the whole time I'm thinking like, sweetheart, I know. I'm so sorry.
You've got no choice.
Like you had this whole summer of fun and now you just have to pretty much go to fucking work.
Yeah.
You know, and
get ready for that forever.
Yeah, like, sweetheart, it doesn't end.
No.
And one day when you have a job and you work all year, you wish you were back in school. But right now, I know what you're feeling. I've been there. And fuck, if I could find a way to not put you through that, I would. If I could just give you a smart pill, you'd be okay.
Just ingest this.
All right, August 28th, 1917, President Woodrow Wilson is picketed in front of the White House by suffragists who demanded that he support an amendment to the Constitution that would guarantee women the right to vote.
Which we just talked about.
Yeah, August 26, 1920, the 19th Amendment was ratified. Wow, so it's like 3 years?
Yeah, he wasn't a big proponent of it, which is why they were picketing it.
Well, I guess for the time, I was saying, you think they'd be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, as of today, women have the right to vote. Sign here.
Yeah,
but,
no, it wasn't that
back then.
And still, I mean, a lot of states were against it at the time.
Wow. I bet a lot of men wouldn't let their wives vote even though it passed.
Well, you figure, too, it's not politically you don't want it either. Because just like now, you want to try to isolate populations.
Yeah.
And if you can keep 50% of the population out of the vote, you can control elections a lot easier.
Control elections, it's easier for you trying to be elected to target an audience.
Right.
Now it's a whole different...
You know what they like, you know, but now you got to pander to...
How do you make the women happy? I'll tell you how. You leave them alone. You move out.
You put them in their own town.
Yeah.
In Brazil. For 5 days a week.
You come home on the weekends. You come home 3 weekends a month. I think that's what we figured it would be. 1 weekend it's God's weekend.
1 weekend to throw away.
So I was looking, having trouble finding stories, and I came across this one. It was like the 10 coolest or most different road trips people have taken.
Yeah.
So I figured that's appropriate for what we do. We're in a car all the time. Maybe one day we can get the benefit of taking a real road trip.
Yeah, do a more interesting trip than just this.
Yeah, instead of ending up at work and home with a house full of angry women. Like Brazil.
Not Brazil.
So I really didn't read much of these like details, but let's see. The man who drove from Arizona to Michigan with a corpse. 62-year-old.
National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah, on the roof of the car. 62-year-old Detroit native Ray Tomlinson was driving from Arizona to Michigan with his 93-year-old mother and 31-year-old girlfriend in his van. When the trip took a tragic turn somewhere in Oklahoma or Texas, his girlfriend passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the mother.
Oh, that's a twist.
Detroit. So he was 62. Wow. He was 62. The mother was 93. The girlfriend was 31.
They had all eras.
Yeah, man. They fucking spanned a lot of time in there.
There's plenty of stories to be told.
He was twice her. Good for him. Ray, grief-stricken, continued the trip as he believed there was a 48-hour window to report deaths. The police found an empty bottle of OxyContin in the vehicle and believed that the woman may have overdosed on her medication.
Jesus.
Man.
She couldn't take it.
And the family, he has this fucking car ride with this old man and his older ass mother.
It's just not worth it.
So when the family returned to Michigan, they were greeted by police. The body had already began decomposing.
Oh my God.
But they said he was not a suspect in the death. Here's one. A man traveled around the world 20 times. Jesus. I guess he had money, too.
Yeah, no kidding.
When the Berlin Wall came down, Gunther Holtorf started traveling with his wife in their Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon,
Nice.
which he finally referred to as Otto. What began as a 1.5-year-long trip to Africa was extended into a 500,000-mile journey. They traveled 20 times. Okay, so they traveled 20 times the distance around the planet.
Okay.
They didn't actually go around the planet 20 times. It's hard to find a place on the map that he hasn't visited. He's been to Iraq during the war, Cuba, and even North Korea. Gunther shuns technology and uses a couple of very old Leica film cameras that he uses to capture everything on his journey.
Nice. Probably some great
Yeah, man.
pictures.
His wife died in 2010, but he continued his journey with other companions.
Not with her body.
I hope not. Now it's just a skeleton riding in the car. He retired from the road in 2014.
Wow.
Get home and you're like, oh, the pets! It's fuck!
They're just skeletons too.
Look, honey, you have pets. Let's see. Here's a couple on a mission to reduce their MPGs. That sounds boring.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to read about that one. Family's been on the road since 2000. Let's see what their deal is. Look like a couple of hippies. Herman and Candelaria Zapp. Yeah, they're hippies. I'm sorry. Herman and Candelaria Zapp.
They've been on the road since the close of Woodstock.
And their 4 kids form quite a unique family. They've been traveling since 2000, and all their children were born during their epic journey. Fuck. Herman and Candelaria were childhood sweethearts. They've been together since he was 10 and she was 8. They spent their on the commune. They spent their first days as a married couple trying to establish themselves in Argentina. However, he says that while they had everything, something felt amiss. They talked about going around the world before they got married and decided to take the long overdue road trip on a 1928 Rampage Model 610. Jesus Christ, you're gonna take a car like that?
I know.
Oh,
You gotta show that. Though.
fucking distant road trip? I mean, no way. They did it before they had children. What started as a trip to Alaska never ended. Each of their children have been born in a different country and are homeschooled or car schooled, and gather unique educational experiences along the way. Those kids aren't going anywhere in life.
I don't know, man. That's a lot of faith to put in a car that makes like a cartoon horn sound for the actual horn. Oh, yeah. What the fuck is that?
Scare the shit out of people next. What the fuck? Fucking Woody Woodpecker next to us?
You gotta be a damn good mechanic to keep that shit.
Yeah, actually, because
even that Mercedes or whatever, those
yeah,
keep that running.
And because it's not like you can just bring it to a mechanic if it breaks down. Because most people won't know what the fuck to do with it. Plus, have the parts.
You gotta be Cuban. So, I mean, like, some of their cars, like, suppose, like, some of the best mechanics in the world, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, they've got their stuff running with, like, chewing gum and, like, They know
how to MacGyver their shit, man.
Yeah. Fucking fashioning, like, metal, pistons and shit.
Yeah, what else do they have,
Gotta keep it going.
Make do with what they have. Man who took a 12,000-mile road trip in a Tesla? Why does that even sound interesting? Skip that one too. Couple who won 3 world records for their road trip. Alright, let's see what their deal is. Another old beat up piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, it would be at the end of it.
Liliana and Emil Schmid. What the fuck are these people's names?
Germans?
Let me see before I go making fun of them. I've been on the road since October 16, 1984 in a Land Cruiser and are still going strong. If you think they're simply having fun, think again. The couple has been in the Guinness Book of World Records 3 times as of this year. Their first entry in 97 when they completed 451,000 kilometers after traveling through 117 countries. The second was in 2009 for covering 641,000 kilometers and traveling through 162 countries. The third and most recent was in April of 13 for covering 677,000 kilometers. Okay. 162 countries. How many fucking countries are there?
Total in the world?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know.
It's got to be around 200. A little over 200. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I hit almost every fucking country.
Guess.
Put on a fucking ferry and take it across the ocean and.
So 400,000 kilometers.
Well, the biggest was 677,000 kilometers.
677,000 kilometers.
How many miles is that?
I don't know. What's it? Twice what a mile is? Oh wait, look. Kilometers an hour. Yeah, 20 is about 10.
So it goes about 340. 330, whatever, call
1,000 miles.
It's a lot of miles.
Yeah.
The robot on an epic cross-country journey. Hitchbot, if you haven't guessed, is a robot. It's on an epic cross-country trip across Canada. The Hitchbot has a computer that is protected by a see-through cover, a torso made up of solar panels, and pool noodles for limbs. The robot has thumbs to hitchhike with, and has an interface to help interact with anyone who would offer it a lift.
That's kind of cool.
The robot has been tweeting while on his journey and posing for selfies with strangers. Huh. Oh, I want to find him. I want to pick him up one day. We have to have Hitchbot on the fucking commute.
Yeah.
We'll fucking find where he is. We'll pick the little motherfucker up. And we'll tweet with him. We'll fucking take.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't already done that or smashed him to pieces.
Yeah. Oh, hi, robot.
I guess that's why they did it in Canada.
Yeah.
The U.S.
Here's a little.
The U.S. Somebody would have taken a selfie while shotgunning.
In the back nicely.
Yeah. You'd fit right in the middle. Buckle him in.
The parents who traveled across the country with their daughter's remains. Sounds boring.
Or morbid.
Let's see. It depends how remains are. Let's see. If she's just a box of ashes, big fucking deal.
That's probably what it is.
Oh.
Oh, no?
Chrissy Lynn Wernz and Jason Michael Hahn are a California-based couple with the distinction of having traveled across the U.S. with a rather bizarre piece of luggage, the mortal remains of their infant child. The couple was arrested in 2002 after they failed to pay the rent on a storage unit in Arkansas where they had hidden the body of their daughter Montana. The police had learned that Montana died in Desert Hot Springs, California in 2001. The little girl was beaten to death by the father. The 10-week-old infant head was wrapped with duct tape, and she was shoved into a trash bag. The couple then drove from California to Arkansas to hide the body. In an even sadder turn of events, the police found another body, which belonged to a 2-month-old boy in a separate storage unit in Arizona. The boy also belonged to the couple. He died sometime in 2000, and the body was discovered about 18 months after his death. It was also discovered that the couple had a third child, a 1-month-old boy who was alive but suffering from a dozen broken ribs and retinal hemorrhaging. Do they have kids just to fucking beat them? I mean, why would you even want to go through the process of having a kid?
Yeah, and that's one of those things where it's like, it's not one psychopath, it's two.
Yeah, I mean, what are the chances? Normally, if one parent kills a kid, the other parent's going to kill them, you know?
I mean...
He has since been placed in foster care and has been adopted. Hahn was convicted of both murders and sentenced to death in 2013. Lawrence was not convicted in the murder of the boy, but was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison for the murder of the girl. Ugh.
Jesus.
Sad, but not boring at all.
Yeah.
Covered that one. And the man who went on a cross-country bacon barter trip. What do you think you can achieve with 3,000 pounds of bacon? Well, let's see. Josh Sankey, the actor-comedian, traveled from New York City to L.A. on nothing but a trailer filled with bacon as currency. The bacon paid for everything from lodging to food and travel expenses. If he's an actor or comedian, I'm guessing he had a camera with him, and that's why people were like, "Oh yeah, hey
bacon guy, like, that's so funny."
Try going to a hotel and being like, "How many pounds of bacon to stay here?" You know, they'll be like, "You fucking idiots." Not only did he manage to score great accommodations, he got tickets for a Jets game, a tattoo, and much more. Yeah, because you can use that as currency at a fucking stadium.
Yeah, definitely take that over there right now. You know,
want season tickets?
If you're in the area, just take bacon in. I'm sure that'll go well.
Yeah, here you go. His road trip was a publicity stunt backed by Oscar Mayer.
Yeah, because what are the logistics of that? You're dragging around a fucking
truck of bacon.
Yeah, what? How are you getting a ride if you have a truck of?
And if it was a publicity stunt, they could even set it up. Look, we're gonna have this guy come here. We're paying for you now. When this guy comes with bacon, just take it from him.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be so funny. It'll be on our commercial.
That was dumb.
Yeah. Ugh.
Glad we read the one about the people killing their kids.
Yeah, really.
The woman who traveled from Houston to Orlando wearing a diaper. We all know about that crazy bitch. Yeah. What did she do? 900-mile road trip wearing a diaper. So she was what? Angry?
Yeah, she had like duct tape and all kinds of weird shit, like kidnapping supplies, like in the trunk or something, I think.
Yeah, she was charged with kidnapping. Mother of three was involved romantically with NASA pilot William Ophelian.
Really?
This one says William Ophelian, maybe?
Yeah.
Ophelian was an Air Force pilot. He was also involved with Air Force Captain Colleen Shipman. So this girl traveled 900 miles to confront them and wore a diaper so she didn't have to stop to use the bathroom. She was like, "God, fuck it, I gotta get there now, I don't have any time." She also wore a trench coat, a wig, and was armed with pepper spray. In addition, police found an air pistol, latex gloves, garbage bags, a buck knife, and rubber tubing in her trunk, which she tried to get rid of before the police arrived. She was charged with burglary, destruction of evidence, and battery. She was eventually granted bail and released. She was suspended, downgraded from captain to commander by the Navy, and dishonorably discharged. Well, why fucking knock her down a peg? Just fucking discharge her.
Because it means something for your retirement or whatever. Like,
but even if you're dishonorably discharged?
Yeah, I mean, you still get at that rank. I mean, that's.
Well,
I imagine that's a fairly high rank. No, I'm sure you still get something.
What else did I come up? I forgot I had this other thing. We'll save that for tomorrow.
Yeah.
The one other thing I came across was a list. I just want to bring it up. It was 10 gorgeous women who were born male.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I pull up the list, and probably 5 of them were gorgeous women, you know, but they were born male. It reminded me of a story when me and my buddy Frank were kids. and we took one of his dad's Playboys. And one of the things they had in there was women of James Bond movies. And they were all like, had small parts. They weren't like Bond girls. Really. Yeah. But they had small parts, and they were all posing, topless or fully nude. It was this whole spread. They each had a picture. And there's this one girl in there. I remember she was like under a waterfall, and she was fully naked, and just gorgeous. Like she was the favorite one. Even in the whole magazine, like his dad had like 2 or 3 magazines that we would take and look at, and like through the whole thing, like this girl was the fucking shit, man. Like our favorite girl. We would always talk about her, all kinds of stuff. So years later, I happened to be watching that show Extra, like trash TV. My grandfather called it the news. Yeah. But and I never watched that show. Like, I never watched that show, and neither did he. But it was on or whatever, and I got sucked into it. So I'm watching it, and they're like, "Oh, we have a story today about a model who had a sex change years ago, and she's gone on to have this great career as a model and actress, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, this could be interesting." And they flash up on screen
that picture,
that fucking picture. She had like ribbons across her nipples and her pussy, but it was that fucking picture, and I was like, "Oh!" Like my whole childhood, like, so man,
that was the moment, huh?
As I'm like, what the fuck? My phone rings, right? And I see it's Frank call me, and I'm like, "Tell me," this is how I answer the phone, "Tell me you're watching Extra." He's like, "Oh my God, I was! I had to call you!" And he never watched it. We both had to be watching it, and our fucking dream girl from our childhood ends up being a dude, and it was just like, what do we do? He's like, "What do you mean, what do we do?" I'm like, "You don't have the magazine still, do you?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Well, if you find it, burn it."
It's the only way to rectify this.
Like, I remember jerking off to her. Am I gay? I think I'm gay. Like, what are you doing tonight? Like, fucking Rody gay. But yeah, it made me think of that story.
What's that thing with, like Jamie Lee Curtis had the thing where...
she had like an extra chromosome, an extra Y chromosome.
Yeah, and she had to have that surgery at birth to determine, like the parents had to choose what sex.
See, I didn't think that she had to get a sex change. I thought it just meant she was more masculine.
No, it was like
because she was like XYY and girls are XY.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought there was some surgical thing.
I think that was a rumor that she had to get a sex change. No, but and you can tell it in her. Not that she's not attractive sometimes, but sometimes you look at her and you can kind of see where she's a little less feminine. But yeah, but fuck her. I never jerked off to Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
I fucking jerked off to this guy, whatever. But yeah, so that was my childhood. That was my sad childhood, jerking off to dudes.
It was, I
felt like I needed therapy. Fuck. She ended up making a whole goddamn career out of it, doing awesome. Better than we are.
Good surgeon too.
Yeah. Fuck, making that kind of money, I'll think about chopping my own dick off.
Yeah.
How much money?
Can do.
You got it.
Jump out the window and that rapper or whatever.
What was the group they said he was with? What was the rap group?
Oh, I don't remember.
So I was talking about that today when I was reading this thing. We were talking about chopping your dick off, and we couldn't live like that. And one guy said, "Well, you probably wouldn't live through it because you bleed out." And I was like, "Oh no, no." I was like, "Remember John Wayne Bobbitt?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Oh yeah, you're fucking 24 years old. Why would you?"
Man, that's like the story.
But yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows to be Bobbitted or whatever you call it.
Man, he did like porn or something after that, right?
Yeah, he did one. It was called like Franken Dick or something, because not only did he get it reattached, and I guess it was kind of funny, but they like filled it with collagen, and then all the collagen like lumped together, and it just looked like this. I've never seen it, but Howard Stern was talking about it one time. I was listening to him, and Franken Dick. But I don't think it was from the surgery. Oh, he got it reattached and it was fine, but then he got a surgery to get it enlarged.
Right.
And that was what fucking made it all hideous. Like, dude, be lucky you still have it.
Just leave it the fuck alone.
Not only did it get cut off, remember she drove down the highway and chucked it out the fucking window?
Yeah.
And then the cops found it somehow.
Dude, you can't find like a scarf or a shoe on the side of the road.
Like right now, even though like I know where we are, okay, we're across from the way station.
Yeah.
If I took my shoe off and threw it right in that field, and we came back an hour later, we would never find the fucking shoe.
You'd be looking for it for like 3 hours before you fucking found it.
Let alone a penis.
Yeah. That's either that or she gave really accurate directions.
And maybe there was like
that was.
a wall she threw it against, and it was just laying in the corner.
Oh, there it is.
You imagine walking by, like, dude, look at you're gonna step. What, is that
Holy
dick?
shit!
I think that's a dick. What do we do? Do we call the cops? Do we bring it home as a gag? And you'd be like, nah, dude, that's the fake one. Let me pick that up.
That's a dildo.
Look at this. Whoa, it's realistic.
It's still moving like a.
They sure know how to make these things these days. Bring it home for your wife. Look, honey, I got a new toy for you. You won't believe how realistic it is.
Found it on the side of the road.
How do you make it long? You're trying to blow it up? Like from the back end, you know? I blow into it, it gets a little longer, and then it goes back down. I think it's broken. Just throw it out. And the cops would have still found it. They'd be knocking at your door like, we followed the blood trail. Blood? I was just blown into the thing.
Oh, here you go.
You got clown face again.
Looking through it.
You've got some red on you. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode of The Commute. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and Facebook. Check us out at our website, tocommute.com, TWOcommute.com. Follow us on Twitter at DriverPassenger, and send us an email about anything you'd like at thecommutepodcast@comcast.net. Hope to see you soon.